Yo, boys and girls, what is going on? It's your boy Peter here, aka Peter Freakout 10. What up, bitches, hoes, men, women, children? Hope you all are having a great night right now. I sure as hell am. Got some stuff to show, cause it is time for another update. Hell yeah, haven't done one of these in forever. A few of these you might have seen because I have done I've started doing some let's plays of them. Some of them I have already finished, but a few of them I do want to show because boy do I have a lot of games that I picked up. I got some films, Blu-rays, and some VHS and some DVDs. Finally doing one of these again. I haven't done an update in like forever because I've been very busy with the job I've been doing, and it's just been really tough to basically go out and pick stuff up. But now, finally have the time to do it. So here we are, and boy, do we have a lot of games. Some of these I've already beaten. I've done Let's Plays for, and some of them I've already started. But these are a few games that I'm gonna start soon, and like a couple of them I am not gonna do a let's play on because they're original Xbox games, but 360 stuff I'm gonna do because as you guys know I got a hot pug and I've been recording a lot of let's plays on them. I'm working on the Assassin's Creed one. I'm still working on the Friday 13th reviews. Those are coming. I've just been very busy with that and everything because I really want to get those reviewed before I review the remake and Last House on the Left and a few other films I plan to see this summer because next week I'm going to be seeing Land of the Lost. But starting off with the games, we got one PC game, 3 original Xbox games, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, I take that back. 4 original Xbox games because one's in the pie. One is a sequel to that, and we're gonna get to that. But pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 Xbox 360 games, 1 PS2 game, and we got like 3 VHS tapes, 4 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 Blu-rays, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 DVDs that I've picked up in the past few months. So let's start off with the games that I picked up. And the first one that I got, this is a game that I've been very interested in checking out for a while. I thought it looked very cool. I have started a Let's Play part of it, and this is one that I've been fairly interested in for a while. I had no idea, as I said in the Let's Play, that this was a sequel. I thought it was a remake. But for what it is, it's actually pretty good of what I've played so far. I'm really, really, really digging this game. Yeah, it could get worse because I know there's a lot of people who have problems with it. But for what it is, it's actually pretty good. I'm going to try the multiplayer a little soon so I can give my thoughts on it. But that is Bionic Commando. I got this for the PC. I know it's available on the Xbox 360 and the PS3. I went with the PC version because I wanted to do a Let's Play of it on my PC because I haven't done that as often as I would have. I tried it with Bioshock, didn't go as well as I thought it would. I definitely plan to redo that one because I want to do it all over again and do a little bit better of it and get it done on time. But I'm doing before Bioshock 2. But with that said, I have a few others that I want to complete first, like the Assassin's Creed one and Red Faction Guerrilla, so that's going to wait. But that definitely is going to happen. But Bionic Commando, this is one where you play as Spencer again, and basically this time of what I've played of it so far is released from prison after this explosion goes off in Ascension City, and you get your arm again, you're going through the city flying. It's all a lot of fun, and definitely some good voice acting too. Mike Patton actually does the voice of Spencer, and he does a phenomenal job of what I've played of it so far. It's definitely a lot more grittier than the other one. It's a lot more like upscaling the Fox and manpower. Gotta put them in dreads. It's that kind of game. It definitely has that feel of it that I know some people are gonna like and some people are gonna hate. I for one dig it because I like that heavy metal vibe. And yeah, the gameplay does have its problems. You might see in the Let's Play I did encounter some collision detection, but for what it is, it's a fun game of what I've played of it so far. And I'll get my thoughts on it once I beat it, and I'll also continue on with the Let's Play later. But that is Bionic Commando. That's the first game I got. And now on to the 3 original Xbox games. And one of these I picked up. A few of these I actually picked up on a whim because I was at the shop that I go to and whenever I take out the trash for my family, I go to the shop in this area where I do all that, and I got like 3 games and like this shelf because they had them all in the $3 range, and I got like 3 games and I got one for free, and I'll get to those later. But one of them I actually got for free was Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow. This is actually one that I've been thinking about playing for a while. I do want to get the other Splinter Cell games for Xbox. I want to do a Let's Play on them, figure out how to hook up my original Xbox to the PC and actually play it from there, because Splinter Cell is such an awesome series. Definitely one of the series that revitalized the stealth genre, made it what it is today. I definitely think Chaos Theory is the best, but this one's a close second along with the first. They're all great in their own way. The first one set the ground. This one's great for the jungle levels. I like the feel of this one. And you actually have Dennis Haysbert doing the voice of Lambert, and I think he does a fantastic job as Lambert. I do like the feel of Chaos Theory, though, more. I like the knife more. Chaos Theory is the best gameplay, but this is still great. This also introduced the multiplayer mode. But yeah, definitely one that I plan to play soon. Basically, Sam's in the jungle now in this one. There's a lot more terrain and everything, and there's like this thing going around called Pandora Tomorrow. I'll give this a play, and I'll tell you guys what I think of it, because I want to review them all. But that's Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow. These next 2 are not ones that I got with the when I got the what were they? When I was at the shop, but rather I just got them out of order. But this is one of the things I picked up, and this was a game that it's surprising that I got, but I honestly I remember it being kind of fun based on the commercials. I remember when the movie came out, I thought it was a fun movie, and it still holds up too. After all these years, I still think the effects hold up. I think it's a well-made film. I think it definitely deserved a franchise. Very sad that it didn't go that far, but the game itself is actually a lot of fun. I think one of the better movie licensed games out there, and that is Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. This is for the Xbox. It's also available on the PlayStation 2 and the GameCube and the PC. The PC version's radically different than the console versions. With Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow, you can get it for the PlayStation 2, the PC, the GameCube, and Game Boy Advance. That is some versions, but This one I remember being fun. I like the feel of it. I like the fact that it does explain some stuff with the movie and everything. I think it's very good looking. Funniest thing is this version still has the ticket if you want to go see the movie, which I'm gonna keep as like a thing here. But yeah, I do like this game of what I've played of it. I still think it's a lot of fun. I still think it's definitely an interesting one. Basically, you have Count Olaf coming after you, and you invent inventions to get ahead of him. But yeah, this could be fun. And this one I got because I really wanted to give it a play. Thought it looked interesting. Could be one of the better movie licensed games out there. I've heard of the movie licensed games like Terminator and all that, because this is part of the Terminator franchise. This is definitely the better of the two, and that is Terminator 3 Redemption. I know that Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines is considered by many to be one of the worst movie licensed games out there, and they'd be right, because that game fucking is horrible. That was a first-person shooter. I don't know how they could fuck that up. This one definitely looks a lot more fun. It looks a lot more finished. Definitely a better choice than what they went with that game. This one just feels like there's a lot more going for it. There's a lot more variety in the gameplay. You can drive, you can fight as the Terminator, you can use the environment. I'll give this a play and I'll give my thoughts on it because I don't know much about it. I actually got it from Blockbuster along with another movie that I got, but yeah, that's one I plan to play and I'll give my thoughts on it. But Terminator 3 Redemption, that was another thing I picked up. And speaking of which, the last few Xbox games, and then we're going to move into 360. Here is a game. The next couple games are about a particular rapper. And the first one is one that I actually got because of the second game. I really felt I should play the first one first. And I did a video showing off me getting the second game. And I actually decided I should get the first, and I plan to start it soon because I wanted to show the game off and before I actually got into it. And I know from what I've heard, the second one does seem a lot more improved and a lot more fun to play and a lot more refined. But I still want to give the first game a play as it does look fun. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say it doesn't. And it has an interesting story, too, considering who's involved. And that is 50 Cent Bulletproof I picked up. I got it for the Xbox. I also want to do a review of it before I actually, before I play the next one that I'll talk about. But this was just available on the PlayStation 2, like, this as a third-person shooter was just available on the PS2, and then the PSP version is a completely different version from this game. I just want to see the back of it. But yeah, this, speaking of which, forgot to mention Terminator 3 Redemption was just a PS2 game, so I'm going to say that. But what 50 Cent Bulletproof is, for those who haven't heard of it, is it's a game that basically is about 50 Cent if he did not turn to rapping. Basically what happened is they took the story of him being shot 9 times and spun it into a sort of action movie where he gets shot and now basically he's looking for revenge against the people who shot him. And pretty much he's tracking down his would-be assassins because it happens because at first he's protecting a friend, and that pretty much leads to him getting shot. And so that's basically why he's tracking down his assassins. And it does look fun. I'm not going to sit here and lie. It does look fun. I have a friend of mine who told me this is peak 50 Cent, and I went with the Xbox version. It does look very interesting, considering who they got involved. Let me see if I can find him. Terry Winter actually wrote this game. Terry Winter, this is the guy who actually wrote The Sopranos. I kid you not. He also was a producer on that. I'm like, how did they get him involved in this? And the voices are actually pretty good. Dr. Dre's in this game. Eminem's in it as a corrupt cop, which I actually find hilarious. And it does look like a fun game. I'm going to sit here and say that. I know there's some that have said this is one of the worst games ever made. I know it's that infamous G4 review that hates it, but I think it looks like a lot of fun. I'll definitely start it soon. Definitely could be interesting, and considering what they decided to do with it, and considering how passionate 50 was about this game, it's only fitting I play it even like before the second one I play. Speaking of which, bringing up the second one, here it is, 50 Cent Blood on the Sand, which is a sequel that basically went to a different developer, as pretty much now whereas the first one's more akin to games like Max Payne and Dead to Rights and that sort of angle of like those particular games, this one's more akin to Gears of War. And it's definitely easy to see that because now 50 it basically continues off, from what I've heard, it continues on from the story in 50 Cent Bulletproof, but this time he's in the Middle East and he's trying to get this skull that basically that was supposed to be of payment to him, and it basically gets stolen, and he's on this quest to figure out who did it. So it definitely isn't taking itself as seriously as the other one, and I'm definitely interested in seeing that. And I do think the gameplay in this one looks a lot better, and it does look like a solid shooter. I mean, I'll still play the first one to give my thoughts on it. As you can see, I got my Xbox hooked up over there, and I'm going to put this right over there so I can start it later. Because I want to start it before I go to bed, but I definitely think this one looks a lot more fun. I'll definitely start this one after I beat the other one and give it its review. But got in complete condition. And no, I do not live in the UK. I just got this from the UK. It surprisingly works on my 360 right here. Right over there. Had to move it in here because my laptop died. And so I had to basically hook it up in here. That's why you guys are seeing me play games in here. But yeah, 50 Cent Blood on the Sand. This could be fun and everything. And sadly, no multiplayer. All it is co-op. So you're going to be playing through the story as that. Which was, now it's basically the lead into my 360 games. And the first one I got, this was another one that I got with the buy 3, get 1 free deal that I got at that shop. And this is one that I picked up because of the engine it had. And that is 007 Quantum of Solace, which that title is misleading because it does not have you play through the Quantum of Solace game, but rather the first half of Casino Royale, and then it puts you in the shoes of Quantum of Solace for the final few levels. But I thought this game looked interesting. I don't think it's going to be my favorite James Bond game. That goes to Nightfire, which I think is the best James Bond game. I like the feel of that one more. I like just what they did with that one, and Pierce Bronson being scanned into that game looks fun. But considering the fact that this game actually runs on the engine that powered Call of Duty 4, I think it could be fun. Considering I love that game, I did the Let's Play for it, I'm doing the World at War Let's Play in preparation for Modern Warfare 2. This could offer up some fun, so I'm definitely going to start this one and get my thoughts on it. But yeah, definitely one I can't wait to play. But yeah, it could be interesting. I know there's also multiplayer in it, but that is 007 Quantum of Solace. Can't wait to start that. And here's another one I got for the $3 Shadowrun. Not much to say about this one. Basically, didn't know much about it. I've seen trailers for it. Could be interesting. All I know is that when ancient magic reawakens after 5,000 years, a powerful corporation basically bands together in order to battle for control of its awesome powers. So it's like a multiplayer game. Could be fun. Could be interesting. But yeah. It was like $3. I figured, why not? This is one that I did the Let's Play for, of course, and you guys gotta see my thoughts on this. And of course, I saw the movie, which I'm gonna be honest, the game is much funner than the movie. X-Men Origins Wolverine Uncaged Edition. This is what the movie should have been. This is much better than the movie. The better graphics, better gameplay. The claws look a lot better. Just all around, this is how X-Men Origins Wolverine should have been. Not the piece of shit movie with the awful claw CGI. The only thing that this game has, that the movie has over this, is the "I'm gonna cut your head off" line. Is told better in the movie than in the game. And just the bosses are better. It's actually M-rated, M for mature motherfuckers, which is what you wanted out of Wolverine, but sadly didn't get in that movie. I don't know why we did not get that. That was bullshit. But this game is awesome. Definitely one of the best movie licensed games, up there with Spider-Man 2 and, man, the Hulk game, and just all around just a great game. I really, really enjoy it. Even the Lemony Snicket's game, too. Can't forget that, but that's X-Men Origins Wolverine. And a couple others that I'm actually doing a Let's Play on. And here's one that I started up a couple days ago, and I'm loving the shit out of this game. Definitely showing Definitely shows Volition at their best. I love the feel of this one. Very cool that they came back to this series. And just all around, I think it's a really fun game. Even with the drastic differences of it. And that is Red Faction Guerrilla. I know this is also available on the PC and PlayStation 3. I went with the 360 version. I mean, this game is just a blast. I'm having a great time with it. If you guys seen my Let's Play of it so far, basically you play as a new guy named Alec Mason who basically lands on Mars and finds his brother who gets gunned down by the EDF. And basically you have to take vengeance by joining the Red Faction. It's just a blast of a game so far from what I've played of it. If this is your thing, if you weren't a fan of the first one, you felt the geomod technology was limited, this definitely does it better. And just works better with it, has more to do with it. I love this game. And I definitely think it's the best of the Red Faction games. So, yeah. Definitely one you want to check out if you're a fan of it. And the multiplayer's great, too. I can't wait to finish this and review it. And here's another one I did. Chronicles of Riddick, Salt and Dark Athena. I reviewed Escape from Butcher Bay, and I didn't do a Let's Play of it because I've already had it for the Xbox. Actually, had it back there as I was starting to play a little bit. But I'm like, you know what? I want to play the new version of it. And the new version's still great. I think this game still holds up. It's definitely a lot of fun to play. Assault on Dark Athena, I don't know why this game gets a 7 out of 10. It deserves much higher. I like this one just a teensy bit more than the first. Yes, it's linear. But I think the atmosphere is a little bit better. I like the Revis's character. I like the feel of it. I think the mech suit controls better in this one. The stealth is so much better. Now they actually have to see you before they shout an alarm. Even though the stealth in friggin' Escape from Butcher Bay was still great. I don't like how touchy it is, and like, because they'll easily see you. Here, I think they did a better job with it. They actually give you the knives in this one too, so you'll get that, which is what I want. And this one does have a multiplayer mode. I actually filmed myself playing this with a guy I met online. This is a fun one. Multiplayer mode. It's not Call of Duty 4 levels, but it still is pretty good. So if that's your thing, definitely check it out. And I'll do a review on it once I beat and finish the Let's Play of it. Alright, so down to 3 more games I have left, and one of them I'll be playing tonight. And I'm gonna talk about this one PS2 game that I actually got. This is one that I figured I wanted to check out for a while. I know this one gets the shit, much like 50 Cent Bulletproof, but you know what? I'm going to give it a play and see how it is. And definitely looks like it could have a cool story to it. And the idea of SOCOM, a gangster SOCOM, could be interesting. So I figured why not pick it up. And that is 25 to Life. I know this cover sucks because the shop I got it from isn't the best cover of it. So it was just like, you know what? Fuck it. Just get this version of it. But solid action for fans of SOCOM. But yeah, basically you're like this guy who basically gets caught up in like this gang and everything. He has to protect his family even though they don't want him to leave. It looks fun. It definitely looks fun. I don't get where people are coming from that it sucks. Gonna start that tonight too. Might start it before 50 Cent Bulletproof. And here's one that I got. Yeah, I know the case is fucked up, but this one actually has the bonus content in it. This is actually a game that I was hesitant about getting. I know it's a remake, but I figured, you know what, why not give it a play? It's definitely taken a different feel from the other one, and definitely looks more like they're taking more of the Assassin's Creed approach, and that is Prince of Persia. It's not as much of a hack and slash, this one, but it could be fun for what it is. It looks more like a teen Assassin's Creed, but I'll give it a play and see how it is. But that's Prince of Persia. Yeah, I know I gotta get a new case for it because this is fucked up and everything. I don't want to destroy the case. But yeah, it's like, how do they treat their fucking games like this? This is ridiculous. People. But, and the last game I got for the $3 for $4 deal, three games, buy one three when I went out, and that is Ghost Recon Events Warfighter 2. I had the first one, figured why not get the second one. Don't know much about this one, don't know much about the story, but I figured why not get it. And those are the games we got. When we come back, we're going to take a look at the DVDs I've got the past few months, and you guys will see my thoughts there. So when we come back, that's what we'll look at. Alright, so this just to add to the gaming part of my video. These are a couple more games that I actually picked up recently because I pre-ordered them and I finally got them. But gonna show these three games that I got, and then we're gonna move on to the other stuff I got. And the first game is actually one that I didn't think I would pick up. I honestly did not think I was going to get this game, but the more I thought about it, I was like, you know what, I'll give this a play. It looks interesting, and considering what this is based off of, probably one of or two of the greatest comedies of all time. And if you have not seen these movies, I don't know what the fuck kind of rock you're living under, because these movies are classics. And when I heard they were making a game, I was like, oh, is it going to be one of those, like, shitty license games that they put no time and effort into? But the more I heard about it, the more I heard about who's involved, and just the fact that it was written by the original team, I just had to play it. And I've already started doing a Let's Play of it. It's a really fun-ass game so far for what I've played. And for those who don't know what I am talking about none other than Ghostbusters, the video game, or Ghostbusters 3, to be precise, if you want to see it that way. Because a lot of the script in this game was intended to be Ghostbusters 3, so that's actually very cool. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this game. This is a love letter to the movies. It's a great continuation. I like the idea. So far, it's like you play as a new recruit to the Ghostbusters, and you work alongside them all, kind of taking out new stuff. You can fight. You get Slimer, who escapes again. Stay Puft's here, and as I said, all the cast members come back. Bill Murray comes back. Ernie Hudson comes back. Dan Aykroyd comes back, and he does very good in this. Harold Ramis is here, too. Again, sorry if my throat sounds bad. I've just been going over some allergies, but yeah, a very good cast in this. You even got some new people. Even Max von Sydow makes a return. Alyssa Milano, which, yeah, say what you want about her in real life, but as an actress, she does fine, and she does fine here. But yeah, this is a really fun game, and the gameplay is really good too. If you guys haven't seen my Let's Play, go check it out. I'll do a full review on this once I've beaten it, but that's Ghostbusters, the video game. And the next couple games I got are very similar. One's for PS3 and one's for 360. They both kind of have the similar idea of these guys getting these sort of powers and this sort of weird city-like idea. One has a different sort of power from the other, though. And one's made by a company that I absolutely fucking adore, and I hold this company in the highest regard considering where it took me today. And that game, the first one in particular, is Infamous for the PlayStation 3. This is a PS3 exclusive. For those wondering, the Ghostbusters game is also available on the PS3 and the PC and the Wii and the PS2, so got an assortment there. Just Infamous is a PS3 exclusive, probably because it's made by Sucker Punch, the same people who did the Sly Cooper games, which is why I was very interested in getting this, because I love those games. I actually just filmed the first part of this game, and I'm really enjoying it. What is it about? It's about this guy right here named Cole McGrath, who basically gets involved in this whole thing that gives him this electrical power, and he basically is found by his friends who basically, they're like, this was a terrorist attack, and you kind of find out this was something that he caused, and he's on the run, and in order to clear his name, he has to help this woman
and basically find her husband and this thing that he was looking for called this. It's some sort of spear that he's looking for, and that's pretty much the plot and what I've played of it so far. But it's really funny. It definitely is a really great game, has a great sense of humor to it. I know there's a lot of people who are upset that this is not Sly 4. Why would Sucker Punch walk away from Sly Cooper? Coming from someone who loves Sly Cooper, I think it was fine that they ended it with 3. Because I used to hate 3, but when you think about it now, I think that was the perfect way to end it. You did not need to continue on with the series. I'm glad they did it. I'm glad they matured themselves with this one. And for a T-rated game, much like Sly 2 and how that was E-rated and that kind of had some feel to it, this one is close to an M rating. It's that adult. It really feels like it tackles themes that you would see in an M-rated game. The tone is real. When it does get funny, it's subtle. It's not poop and pee titty jokes. It works. It works for what it's going for, and I really like it. And it's definitely a lot of fun. But that's Infamous. I'll play more of it, and you guys will see my thoughts on it once I beat it. I'll do an in-depth review of it. And the other game that is very similar to it, and one that I know a lot of people have been comparing this to Infamous, and I honestly, as much as I like Infamous, I played this one first. I honestly kind of like this one a little bit more. Probably because it's M-rated, it goes more for it. No disrespect to Sucker Punch, but I like that they really went for it with this game, and I'm having a ton of fun with it, and that is Prototype, or as I called the video, Prototype. But yeah, this game is insane. I was introduced to this from a friend of mine, and basically, it's a similar story. It's a similar story to Infamous, whereas this time you're playing as this guy named Alex Mercer, who basically is an amnesiac after he wakes up in a morgue, not knowing who he is and what he was looking for, and basically he finds out that there's this plague going around New York City, and he's trying to figure out what caused it and why he has these particular powers and everything. This game is just insane, and I love it. It's made by the people who did Simpsons Hit and Run, and that's why I think it has that. I really like it so much. It's also made by the people who did the Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction, so it kind of has that same sort of feel, the same destructible vibe as that game. But yeah, this one is insane, and it's really fucking gory. I'm telling you, this game is just super, super, super gory. If you did not like Infamous's T rating, I highly recommend you get this. I've been having a blast with it. So yeah, I really enjoy Prototype. I can't wait to review it when I beat it and done my Let's Play. It's available, if you guys want to get it, I got the 360 version, but it is available on PS3 and PC. So either version you get, you're going to have a blast with it. Can't wait to review them both. Now on to the films. First off, the 3 VHS tapes I got. And the first one I got, this is one that I've heard many, many good things about. I never actually have sat down and watched it, but I figured now would be the perfect time to do it as I like the director of this film. I think it has a very cool idea, and it looks very cool and definitely has a lot going for it. And that is The Fugitive. This is with Harrison Ford. Basically, it's this guy, he gets framed for murder and he's on the run. You guys have seen the jokes about this with him jumping off the freaking dam and everything, that scene back there. And basically, that whole shtick and everything, Jay and Silent Bob made a joke about it. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, to be more precise. But yeah, The Fugitive, this is a classic. And a great cast, too. As I said, Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones himself, Tommy Lee Jones from Under Siege, which is funny because this is directed by Andrew Davis, the same guy who did Under Siege. Sella Ward, Joe Pantoliano from Grand Theft Auto 3, Andreas Katsoulis, Giovanni Crabi, So, very good cast, and it looks like a very good movie. Surprised I've never seen it, but I'll get my thoughts on it when I review it. Adding to the Bruce Willis collection, this is one that I've heard about numerous times. I know a lot of my friends really like this film, so I figured why not pick it up. And very different film for Bruce Willis, I gotta say. So I figured why not get it, and that is Mercury Rising. With him and Miko Hughes, the kid, John Hughes' son. Basically, he's this guy who basically is this cop protecting this autistic kid who cracked this code after in this like puzzle game, and he has a thing for solving puzzles, and Alec Baldwin's trying to get him. It looks like a very good movie. Definitely looks like a very good film. I don't know if I would say this Bruce Willis's best film yet, because there's a lot to pick from, but Mercury Rising, this looks very good. So that's it. Give me back my son! Yes, I got Ransom right here. The Ron Howard movie. I'm surprised he even did this. I didn't know he did this. Basically, he's trying to save his son in this movie. That's Ransom. Looks very cool. Definitely a good cast here. Gary Sinise is in this. Delroy Lindo, Lily Tyler. Music by James Horner. So, definitely looks like a good one. Him trying to save his son, and that should be cool. Can't wait to do a review on it. That's Ransom. Now on to the Blu-rays I got. And the first one I got is a double feature that I've been looking to upgrade because I really enjoy these two movies. I got another Doctor-themed film in here that I actually want to review this summer because it kind of ties into summer and all that. But these two films I thought looked very good. I thought were very cool. Very cool that they finally got a new edition. And I figured why not get it. It's the Vestron Strong Collector series of The Dentist and The Dentist 2. These are great films. Definitely great films by Brian Usna. I believe I'm saying his name right. Yeah, Brian Usna. And it's basically, for those who haven't seen The Dentist and The Dentist 2, they both star Corbin Burnson. And it's basically about this doctor named Dr. Alan Feinstein, played by Burnson, who's kind of a guy with OCDs, a little bit of a perfectionist, and he likes things done a certain way. And in the first one, it's basically about him finding out that his wife is cheating on him with the pool boy, and basically he goes nuts, and whenever he sees rotten teeth, it reminds him of his wife, and he's going around just attacking people, ripping out their teeth, and just doing the most horrendous things to them as it reminds him of his wife. But it's a very crazy movie. Definitely ahead of its time, too. Especially with the whole OCD stuff going on nowadays. And I think Corbin Burnson does a great job. And a very good cast, too. Linda Hoffman. Ken Foree's in this, too. Who else? What's his face? Mark Ruffalo. A very, very young Mark Ruffalo's in this, too. And for the sequel, basically, he breaks out of the asylum, changes his name, he's going to a new town under a new identity, and starts tormenting people there. But The Dentist 2, that's a really, really good one. I really, really enjoy that one. Even got Clint Howard in it, so yeah. But definitely can't wait. Definitely want to review these two sometime in the future because I really enjoy these movies. Definitely some great ones and a lot of extra features. For the first one, you get audio commentary by Brian Usna and the makeup effects supervisor Anthony C. Fernati, isolated score selections and audio interviews with composer Alan Howard, director of photography Levi Isaacs, interviews the doctors at Sade, an interview with actor Corbin Burnson, medical malpractice, an interview with co-writer Dennis Paulo, Mount the Madness interview with Anthony C. Farnati, and makeup effects artist J.M. Logan, a trailer, and still counting. That's just for the first one. The second one, The Dentist 2, has audio commentary with director Brian Usna, special effects artist Anthony C. Farnati, again, isolated score and audio interviews with Alan Howard, interview, Jamie's new neighbor, an interview with the actress from the film, Gillian McWriter, A Tale of Two Dentists, an interview with producer Pierre David, and trailer to Still Gallery. So yeah, definitely a lot of bang for your buck when you buy the Vestron of The Dentist and The Dentist 2. Great movies. This is one of my favorites, though. I adore this film, and I'm really glad this got a Blu-ray release. And that is Dr. Giggles. This film should have been a much bigger hit. It really should have. And fuck you, MPAA, for butchering this movie. Yeah, I love this film. Should have had a franchise. I'm sorry. This could have been a great 90s franchise to keep going. Basically, for those who haven't seen it, Dr. Giggles, it's basically about this guy named Dr. Giggles, who he calls himself, and basically he's this crazed guy who a long time ago had a father that basically went nuts and started killing the residents of this town, cutting out their hearts because he wanted to save his wife and give her a new heart. And they butchered him and basically killed him right in front of his son. And basically his son, who basically saw this, ended up in a sorry about that, but his son basically ended up in a mental ward, and where he's been ever since. And fast forward to present day, and basically he escapes the mental ward, and he comes back home to his hometown and starts killing people there. It's a very fun movie. It's definitely one that is very tongue-in-cheek, but it's proud to be tongue-in-cheek. There's a lot of good death scenes. I know the MPA really butchered this film. I do wish we could see that cut, but at the same time, I still think there's some great gore in this movie, and definitely a lot of fun to be had with it. Larry Drake is a blast as Dr. Giggles. Dougie Doug's in this for a little bit. You have the one girl from Charmed. I believe, what is her name? I know. Let me just look it up. Holly Marie Combs, that's her name. Holly Marie Combs is in this too, and she's a very good lead. And it's just all around a fun movie. Definitely can't wait to review it. In terms of features, though, what you get is Laughter is the Best Medicine, The Making of Dr. Giggles, featuring new interviews with director Manny Coda, a never-before-seen archival interview with actor Larry Drake, Melodies of Madness, the film scores of Brian May, featuring new interviews with film music historian Randall D. Larson, vintage featurette, 2 theatrical trailers, VHS teasers, and TV spots. So get a lot of bang for your buck with this movie. Great that has a new edition, too. And another film that I picked up, this is one that I've been wanting to get for a while. A friend of mine absolutely adores this film, and you know what? I figured why not get it? Especially with this new edition of it, be cool to hear what these hot-ass ladies have to say about this movie. Let's be honest, they are fucking hot. But very good. But this is just a classic, 90s classic right here, The Craft. See what I tell you when they're hot? Yeah, they are. But The Craft, what more can be said? This is a classic, and this is the new edition of it. Basically, these girls who are outcast to their school, this new girl comes into town, she joins them, and they basically get revenge on a high school that they felt shunned them. And the people around them who they feel basically made fun of them. But yeah, this is a great film. Definitely gonna review it sometime. And a great cast. Veruza Balk from Waterboy, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and she's gonna be in that one Nicolas Cage movie. She's smoking hot. Robin Tooney from Half Baked is in this. She was Dave Chappelle's girlfriend in that. Nev Campbell from Lion King 2, and another hot piece of ass in this movie. She was also in Scream, of course, a bunch of other stuff. Robin Tooney's the main lead. I don't know much about her. her. Just all around a great film. But this also has some new features added to it. You get a new 4K restoration by Sony, directed The Craft, an interview with Andrew Fleming, producing The Craft. You also get a commentary with him, an interview with producer Douglas Wittick, writing The Craft, an interview with writer Peter Filardi, affecting The Craft, an interview with makeup effects supervisor Tony Gardner, an interview with Andrew Fleming, Conjuring The Craft, vintage featurette, the making of The Craft, vintage featurette, deleted scenes with optional audio commentary and a 2 theatrical trailers. So get a lot of bang for your buck with this movie. Next couple of films are remakes. One of them I love, and I'm going to say it right now. But I won't show which one it is. But one of them I've already reviewed, and it's this one. My Bloody Valentine. I got the 3D version of it. This is the Blu-ray right here. I do like this movie. I do. It's not as good as the original. I've explained why in the review, but definitely great to have it on Blu-ray because it's a lot of fun to have the 3D and everything. Definitely a crazy ride, too. It's definitely a very, very crazy movie. If that's your thing, you'll definitely like this one. If you want more of my thoughts on this one, check out my review. But in terms of features on this, thankfully I went with this one because I heard that there's an edition of the DVD that doesn't have the features. Because look at all that. That's like a lot of ass features. So I'm very glad that they put it on the Blu-ray. I got the Blu-ray. But the Blu-ray has the 3D version of the feature film. You can watch it 3D or 2D for those who can't watch the 2D version or the 3D version. Audio commentary with director Patrick Lussier and co-writer Todd Farmer. Deep Inside My Bloody Valentine. Sex, Blood, and Screams. Deleted extended scenes. Gag reel. Alternate ending. Molog, the first BD live application that allows users to insert and animate shapes, text, audio, and other graphics right in the film to create blocks so that they're MLog users. Lionsgate Live, introducing a unique B-Day Live, a Blu-ray Disc Live menu system that lets you access exclusive features. You get some offers and all that stuff. And there's another disc of it that has the 2D version of it if you want the DVD of it. But comes with some pairs of glasses, which is great, so don't need to worry about if you need the glasses or not. But I like the film. It's not really, I think, one of the best remakes out there, but definitely, I think, a fun one with that said. But that's My Bloody Valentine. This one I absolutely love. I cannot believe there are people who hate this movie. I've listened to everybody's reason. I plan to review this film sometime, and I'm going to give it the respect it deserves. Friday the 13th, the remake. I fucking love this movie. I don't know how many fucking times I have heard people say, it sucks, it's not Friday the 13th, it's not that. How the fuck is this not Friday the 13th? It has Jason. It went back to square one's roots, and they put it in the modern day. It did something different while still staying true to the roots. I don't get why this film gets so much hate. I saw this with my dad, and we both had a fucking blast with it. And he's not even the biggest Friday the 13th fan. And that's saying something. But I love this movie. I think it's one of the better remakes. I think Marcus Nispel, who also did a fantastic job with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I think directed one of the most bloodiest... Well, I wouldn't say bloodiest. I think he directed one of the most fun remakes out there. And to some of those people, because I have heard people get up and be like, oh, it's bad because it's sleazy and the women in it were uncomfortable. They deserved better. To those people, fuck you. I'm sorry. I gotta say that. Because you guys love to say you're fans of Friday the 13th. Well, you should fucking know what this series consists of. You should know how adult it is. You should know that it's not a series that is innocent. This is the same series where a woman is put in a sleeping bag and beat against a fucking tree. Oh, but that's okay. The old ones are more fun. And if this is something that we should never do again. You know what? I don't know what the fuck these people want. And what I'm hearing is some of the dumbest shit out there, because this is an awesome movie. This movie takes the first 4 movies, puts them in a blender, and does something unique with them. Basically, these kids go up to Camp Crystal Lake, and Jason's there, and he has kidnapped this girl who he thinks looks like his mother, and basically his brother is out there, her brother's out there looking for her, and he starts killing off the people in the area. But Marcus made a fun remake. He made a film that harkened back to the days of the fun Friday the 13th films. And he made Jason scary again. I love the cast of this film. I think Jared Padalecki did a great job as the lead. I like the fact that it's a brother looking for his sister. Yeah, you could apply that to part 4, but I think this one did it in its own way, and I think it did it well. I really do like his performance. I like the other kids in that. I know that there's some people who will say, who were upset by the cursing and the sex in this. Well, to those people, I gotta say, and I'm not, this is to people who are offended. If you don't like the film, that's fine, but to say it's bad just because it's the cursing and the sex and everything, well, maybe you should get out of your basement and go out into the fucking real world and actually realize people talk like that. And it's not to the fucking extent that Rob Zombie's Halloween is. This is more tame when compared to this. And at the end of the day, they're just fucking teens talking to each other. I've walked through the street and I've seen that. But yeah, I think the kids have great chemistry. I think it's a well-made film. It delivers on the gore. Derek Mears he was fantastic. He was born to play Jason. And I hope to God he gets another chance with a sequel. Well, you could tell his heart's in this character. And this Blu-ray makes it great, too, to watch. You get yourself the killer cut in this, which has a few extra bits. You also get... they're talking about the original movie. Basically, there's a behind-the-scenes. Look at the makeup effects. You look at, like, the stuff that they did to makeup, the 7 best kills, as they call them, and also deleted scenes. This is just a badass remake. I'm sorry. I think this is much better than part 1. It's not as good as the sequels, but I think it's an underrated remake. Yes, I said it. And I'm going to get deeper into the review. But yeah, I adore this movie. But yeah, those are the films I got for right now. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk more about the other films I got. Just got a little bit more of a batch to do. Just got a little batch left, and then we will get to the rest. Alright, so continuing on, the next film that I got, this is one that I actually got from Blockbuster. This is a film that I actually didn't get a chance to see, but now I'm finally going to get around to seeing it. This looks like a crazy-ass superhero film. Really worth it if you want to get a shot of Malene Ackerman's ass. So that gets up the ladder for me. But I have heard this is great. It does its own thing. Well, I wouldn't say it does its own thing. It's very close to the source material. So if you're one of those who's like, it's not good if it's not close, do not worry. This is pretty close to that. And it is Watchmen. I don't know much about this film, but definitely going to give it a watch when I do. Definitely looks fun, though. Definitely looks fun. It looks very flashy, but I think that could be fun and everything. And definitely visually looks like a fun movie. So Watchmen could be good. Sadly, no features, but what you gonna do? And the next film that I got, this is one that I also missed in the theater. I was supposed to see it, but I never got around to watching it. And it's part of the Underworld films, and it's the third one, Underworld, Rise of the Lycans. From what I've heard from a lot of people, they consider this one the best so far. So we'll definitely give it a watch and see if I agree with that. Definitely looks like a really, really fun time. It's a prequel, but it definitely does its own thing. It definitely kind of takes some chances. Directed by Patrick Tatopoulos, same guy who did the effects for the other ones. He also did the effects for Godzilla '98. So, could be very fun. I'm definitely interested in checking it out. But you have Rada. It kind of goes back to the beginning. It talks about the feud, and it kind of is. It kind of is Romeo and Juliet, but with vampires and werewolves. And basically, what happens is Sonya, who was mentioned in 2 and the first one and the second one, basically it follows her story and the love she had with Lucian, played by Michael Sheen. So a lot of them are back in this one, and it definitely looks like a fun one, I gotta say. Very good cast. A lot of them come back from the first. Definitely it looks like it could have some fun. And in terms of features, Shock Till You Drop says this is the best of the series. We'll see. But in terms of features, Underworld Rise of the Lycans, from script to screen, the origin of the feud, recreating the Dark Age, the look of the Underworld Rise of the Lycans, music video, Death Club by William Control, filmmaker, commentary, and more. Definitely could be fun. I'll definitely give this a watch and let you guys know what I think. Alright, so to finish up this DVD collection, with the last few I got, let's get into it. And the next one that I got, this is for a film that I know I have some friends who have seen it and they really don't like this movie, but something about it drew me to it and I just had to see it. This movie looks insane. Very good cast. An interesting villain too, so figured why not give it a play. Or give it a watch, I should say. Play is the wrong word. And that is Lay to Rest. Yeah, I know. I have some friends who really do not like this film, but this movie looks awesome. I think it looks like a fun slasher. Basically, it's about this girl who basically wakes up in this casket, and there's like this killer coming after her. This guy in this chrome skull hat. He's going around killing people and all that. Looks very insane, and definitely has some really cool gore effects, directed by Robert Hall. And just all around a really, really fun movie. So yeah, definitely looks like a lot of fun. Great cast too. Bobby Sue Luther, who is actually Robert Hall's wife. She's in this. Kevin Gage from Heat is in this. He was also in Strangeland with Dee Snider. Lita Headey from 300 and the Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles. Jonathan Shake from that piece of shit Prom Night and Quarantine. Thomas Dekker is also in the Sarah Connor Chronicles. Richard Lynch has a small role in this. Sean Whalen from The People Under the Stairs, and he was in that one horror movie, Drive Through, and a bunch of other films. Lucas Till from Hannah Montana the movie. Just looks like an insane film. This DVD has some features too. A audio commentary with director Robert Hall, actor producer Bobby Sue Luther, post-mortem, the making of Lay to Rest, torture, the effects of Lay to Rest. There's deleted scenes, a trailer, and some bloopers. So definitely cool one to have for the collection. Can't wait to watch this soon. This film looks badass. Here's one that I picked up that I figured I'd get, and this definitely has an insane idea, but I still wanted to see it. Dead Snow. The idea is basically Nazi zombies. Can't get any more crazier than that. So, yeah. Directed by a guy named Tommy Rillico. Looks like a crazy movie. Definitely one I can't wait to see and get my thoughts on. So, should be a fun ride. One of the best zombie films of all time. One of the 25 best zombie films of all time. You better be right. Destined to become a classic, a real scream. And you get some features, behind the scenes of Dead Snow. Special makeup effects of Dead Snow, original 2 theatrical trailer, a teaser trailer, Madness in the North, Madness in the West, outtakes, visual effects, burning the cabin, and the sounds of Dead Snow. So, I have some very good stuff there. This is one that surprised me that I that I would figured I'd get. Considering who was involved, I haven't heard. I didn't hear much about this movie, but I thought it had a crazy idea. This is another German-related horror film, Blood Creek, actually directed by Joel Schumacher, same guy who did Batman Forever, yes, Batman and Robin, The Lost Boys, Falling Down, and Henry Cavill's in this, a young Henry Cavill, so that's pretty cool. So I figured, why not give it a shot? Haven't seen it yet, but I will soon. This one has a feature or two, not really much to run home about, but still could be fun to give a watch. I'll get my thoughts on it later. You might remember I did do a rant on this film, but I deleted that one because I did want to give this movie a try again and see if it is any good, because the copy I had of it, I found out was cut to shit. So I figured, why not get this and give it a watch again and give a review of it. And that is Skinner. This is the unrated version by Severin Films. It has a very interesting idea now that I think about it. Ted Raimi is basically this guy who wanders towns and he skins the women and starts wearing their skin. It's very similar to Silence of the Lambs and very creepy. Looks very creepy. I think K&B helped with the effects a little bit in this. Directed by Avan Nagy. And surprising thing is, this one does have some features. A Touch of Scandal, an interview with the director. Under His Skin, an interview with star Ted Raimi. Bargain Bin VHS for $1, which is an interview with the screenwriter. Paul Hart Wilded, interview with editor Jeremy Kasdan, flying sequence outtakes and extended takes, and a trailer. So I'm going to give this a watch again and see how it is. It could be better than what I remember it being. I do think I was a little harsh on it when I first saw it. Even have people like Richard Schiff, David Warhofsky, Tracy Lords, who's been in a bunch of films. Crybaby, I think it's called. Yeah, Crybaby with Johnny Depp. She was in Zack and Miri Make a Porno. She had a quick role in True Crime New York City. She's been in places. This is one that my cousin actually told me to get, and I figured, why not get it? I give it a watch and see how it is. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. What more can be said? The original one with Christy Swanson, which he says is better than the show. I'll definitely give it a watch and see how it is. A very good cast, too, of people like Donald Sutherland, Luke Perry, Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman himself, Rutger Hauer, the Hitcher himself, the real Hitcher, not Sean Bean. And definitely looks like a fun one. Definitely looks interesting. In terms of features, you get a featurette, 2 theatrical trailer, and 2 TV spots. Still good. It's a 20th Century Fox DVD, so don't expect much, but still good. Some good features on there. This was another one he recommended to me that I actually saw on TV once, and I do enjoy this movie. And great to have for the collection finally. Surviving the Game. This is one where basically you have Ice-T being hunted by Rutger Hauer in the woods for like this hunting thing he does so he can earn money. Directed by Ernest Dickerson, same guy who did Demon Knight, Yes, Bones with Snoop Dogg. He also did what was that other one? Bulletproof with Adam Sandler and Damon Wayans. That's an underrated one. This is a good one. Sadly, no features on this DVD. Other than a 2 theatrical trailer and some filmographies. Like, that's not even a feature, so don't put that under the features. But still great to have this movie. And then, the next film I got, this is one that I actually reviewed long time ago that I saw in my old house. Had a great time seeing this when it came out. Really enjoyed it. I do think it's one of the better PG-13 horror films of the 2000s, and I think it deserved more than the January treatment. And at least it could have gotten more than just the PG-13 rating, because this could have been R-rated, and that is Darkness Falls. I like this film. I definitely do. I don't think it's Jonathan Liebsman's best. I still think his Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning, is the best film he's directed. But I do enjoy this one. Apparently, from what I gather, there was a lot of studio interference. There's like a Fangoria where they were talking to him about the beginning, and like he brought up that this was a hard film to make because he didn't like horror. Or I think definitely grew on him since then. But I definitely like this one. I like the feel of it. I like the idea for as crazy an idea as a tooth fairy killing people. I think it handles itself well. And I like the lead, Channing Clay. I thought he did a good job. Great effects by Stan Winston Studios. I do like it. I definitely do like it. I have been wanting to get it for the longest time. So, yeah, Darkness Falls. And in terms of features, this one actually has some features. You get a filmmaker's commentary, The Legend of Matilda Dixon, The Making of Darkness Falls, deleted scenes, storyboard comparisons, digitally mastered audio and anthropomorphic video. Like, that's not a feature. There's some other stuff. But still, good for the features, too. It's good to have a making of and all that. We've got 3 left. And he was one that I thought about getting for the longest time. Came out around that time. You had films like Lawnmower Man and Johnny Mnemonic. Just kind of followed in that path. And that is Virtuosity, a very young Denzel Washington. This one looks fun. I've heard good things about this one. Basically, it's that whole virtual reality thing. Directed by the same guy who did The Lawnmower Man, so that explains a lot. But, yeah, this could be fun. Don't know much about it. I'll look more into it when I see it. I'll get my thoughts on it, but looks like a fun ride. I do enjoy Denzel as an actor. And this is one that I was supposed to see when it came out, but I didn't get a chance to because I was very busy with my new job. And it's Paul Blart Mall Cop. But it could be funny. Even though it's an Adam Sandler film with Kevin James. I definitely would take Chris Farley over him, but still could be funny. And there's some features here, fun on set. I do remember goddamn Cool Duder saying this was the funniest movie, the best movie of 2009, and that he liked this more than the My Bloody Valentine remake. I'm like, what the fuck, Cool Duder? Then again, you're the same guy who didn't like the Friday the 13th remake. Nothing personal, man, but really? You like this more than that? I don't get you, man. I don't. But still, we'll give this a watch and see how it is. And the last film that I got, Volcano. Had to finish up with a bang. I actually think this is a little, from what I hear, it's a little bit more fun than goddamn on Dante's Peak. Even though Dante's Peak has its fans, this one is a lot more action-packed, and I think that's why I'm a little bit more interested in seeing it. A very good cast, too, of people like Tommy Lee Jones, Anne Heche, Gabby Hoffman, Don Cheadle, Keith David from Mass Effect, which I'm Let's Playing right now. Could be fun. Sadly, once again, no features, but you know what? For the movie itself, great to have. But that is my update. Holy shit. It's been a long time since I did one of these. But definitely glad I got the stuff I did. Really trying hard not to buy as much this year. Even though I do enjoy doing these updates. I'm definitely going to get around to doing them. Just trying hard not to overload and everything. Especially since I have a job and I want to put my money towards stuff that I want. Especially with some of the games. And there'll be films I want to get, but I'm trying hard not to buy everything I see and try to wait till another time to get it. But still, great to have these, and definitely can't wait to do another one in the future. But if you guys like what you see right now, let me know in the comments below if you guys have seen any of these films. Would love to know your thoughts on them. And be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time in the wonderful world of YouTube. Bye.